What's up, everyone? This is Ben Falcon's Media Corner back again with a brand new AK After a Soul review episode for today. This one's going to be on another film that came out in 2022, which I actually saw this a couple weeks ago in the UK, but this actually came out just a couple days ago in the US. And today I'm here to give you guys my opinions on this film, which today's review I'm here to talk to you guys about is the 2022 action thriller, and that movie is Ambulance. This was directed by Michael Bay, and this is actually based on the Danish film, which I didn't even notice that. But I'd never seen that film for preparation for this, so I went to see this film with an open mind, since this is Michael Bay's new action film. And so the story of the film is that we follow these two adopted brothers who are Danny and Will, who are played by Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Manteen II. And basically we learn for each of these characters that Danny is a criminal who he's about to pull off this big bank heist in Los Angeles. And for Will, he's trying to find some money to basically pay off his wife's medical bills. And so he decides to help Danny pull off this heist in Los Angeles. However, this heist goes terribly wrong, and for one of them, they injure one of the police officers, and he gets taken in an ambulance, which is run by this doctor named Cam Thompson, played by Eiza González. And basically, for Danny and Will, they hijack the ambulance, and there's this whole big chase going on throughout Los Angeles between this ambulance that both Danny and Will have hijacked with this doctor, Cam Thompson, who is held hostage in the ambulance, and the police are after them. And so basically we see this whole, throughout the whole majority of this film, we see what's going to happen with this whole situation between this whole big ambulance chase with the police who are after these two criminals. So that's pretty much the story of Ambulance. So Ambulance, for me, going into this film, I just didn't know what to really expect from this film, other than just I kind of knew what I was really going to expect from a Michael Bay film, because most of his films do always tend to have same essence for when it comes to his films. You know, crazy amount of shoot 'em up, bang bang, boom explosions, and crazy destruction, like for action sequences, and for the way it's directed as well. Like most of them do feel like they have like high adrenaline fuel to them, as well as having odd editing choices and stuff like that. It was just what I was going to expect really from a Michael Bay film. And you know, as well as being, you know, a 2-hour film, because this film is 2 hours and 60 minutes. And, you know, having some well-known faces in the film like this, which this one has Jake Gyllenhaal and Yahya Abdul-Manteen II. And so when I first saw the trailer, again, I just didn't know what to expect from it, really. I didn't even know this was just going to be a hit or a miss. Even though I am a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal, because I'm a fan of his works, and I think he has proven himself a lot in recent years, and he has become one of my favorite actors. And Yahya Abdul-Manteen II, I think he's a pretty talented actor, from being in, you know, Aquaman, Candyman, and last year's The Matrix Resurrections, which I've already reviewed. So, and like I said, this was released early in the UK in March, towards the end of March, and this was released just a couple of days ago in the US on the 8th of April. And so I went to see this back in March on the UK release day, in a bit of a packed screening, but not like massively packed or anything. But it was still to see some people who were going to see the film along with me. So after seeing this film, I definitely surprisingly had a fun time with Ambulance, because this was actually a pretty good, fun action thriller. Because I kind of went in with low expectations, but I surprisingly had a pretty fun time with this one. And it's definitely one of Michael Bay's better films here. This is not by straight up a masterpiece or anything, because there are definitely some issues with Ambulance. But the praise I can definitely say for Ambulance is the acting in the film. Jake Gyllenhaal, I thought he was really good in the movie, as well as Yahya Abdul-Manteen II. When both of them were on screen together as brothers, I thought they all gave pretty strong, solid performances together on screen as brothers. And Eiza González, who plays Cam Thompson, I thought she was pretty solid enough in the film. All the acting all around in this film are pretty solid enough. And when it comes to the action sequences, it's pretty much what you really expect, really, for a Michael Bay film. There's explosions, gunplay, and a bit of destruction to him, and all that. You got that all here, and the way it's directed here, they just feel like they've got like high adrenaline fuel to them from the way it's directed. And although there isn't that much action sequences in the film, because it's mostly showing, you know, this whole big ambulance chase throughout Los Angeles and all that. It's mostly focused on that, since it is actually the main story of the film. And also, and what I did not really expect for the action sequences is there's a bit of they are pretty violent. Like there are some bloody violence to it with bloody gunplay violence in the film. I didn't really expect that. And some of them were quite a bit. Some of them are pretty fun and entertaining for the most part. But again, it's just the way they're directed here. It can be a bit pretty much distraction really, mainly due to the editing, which the editing is pretty odd really because when it comes to Michael Bay's direction of those kind of sequences, they can be pretty much a bit distracting and pretty odd at the same time. And as for the story in this film, it's pretty much simple and basic really for a film like this. However, there are some story portions in this film I kind of find them less structured really. But for the main story itself, for this whole ambulance hijacking situation, I kind of found that pretty interesting for the most part. However, I kind of wish there were some scenes in this film that kind of felt like they were cut short. It kind of felt like it should have been a bit cut short. It's mainly due to the runtime, which this film is 2 hours and 16 minutes. I kind of wish it could have been a cut. I kind of wish there would have been some minutes that could have been cut short. Really, that was a bit of another issue I had with this film. But still, in the end, guys, Ambulance. I had a pretty good fun time with this film, and this is definitely one of Michael Bay's better films. Definitely not one of his worst since the Transformers sequels. And if you are a fan of Michael Bay movies, or if you're a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal or Yahya Abdul-Manteen II, you'll definitely have a pretty good fun time with this one. And this will definitely be a good fun popcorn flick out there. And if it is playing in a local cinema near you, definitely pick up a ticket for yourself and check out this film for a few reasons why I should recommend this film. Like I said, being a fan of Michael Bay movies, or any of these actors like Jake Gyllenhaal or Yahya Abdul-Manteen II. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Ambulance in the end. I'm going to give Ambulance 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, pretty good, solid rating for a film like this. Again, I went in with low expectations, thinking it was just decent. But no, I surprisingly had a pretty good fun time with this one. And again, it's definitely one of Michael Bay's better films out there. So thank you guys so much for watching for my AK After Us review on Ambulance. And let me know what you think of this film if you have seen this already, or if you've just recently seen it. Did you have a fun time with this film, or was this not really a popcorn flick for yourself? So again, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews. And as always, this has been Foggins Media Corner signing off.